Hi everyone, welcome back to Main Character with Yasmin. I'm your host, Yasmin. All right, top of the docket. I want to read you guys a poem. I don't know who it's by, but I found it on Pinterest. I know. And it says, Be, the past is dead. Tomorrow is not born. Be today. Today. With every, I messed it up. Basically, it's be with every nerve, with every fiber, with every drop of your red blood. Be. And that quote says a lot, or it speaks volumes to me. And it kind of has helped me, I feel like, not second guess what I'm doing and to just breathe through the chaos and just allow myself to feel the motions of what I am going through. And what I'm going through right now is basically, long story short, I'll get into it, but we're going to talk about rejection and redirection today and what that exactly means. And the reason why I really like that poem is because at the end of the day, rejection, especially in our industry of the arts, it is inherently, it's literally like water. Being rejected is like drinking water in the arts. But it's the past is dead. Tomorrow is not born. Be today. Be. And I really like that. Long story short, I had something I was really looking forward to. Also, my voice sounds so sexy. Wait, guys, should we talk about it? But I had an audition for something, just something I was wanting to go to that I didn't know I'd fall in love with it. Whatever the idea was, I'm not gonna talk more about it because it doesn't need to be talked about publicly. It was something I was really working hard to do. I didn't realize I've never actually wanted something so bad in my entire life. And I became really invested in it. And long story short was I didn't get it. I think I haven't still gotten confirmation, but I didn't. I don't think I could. Basically, I didn't get an initial offer, okay, to whatever it is. And I remember just breaking down so badly, and I felt such defeat and uneasiness and unsureness of my talent and my work and my perseverance that I felt paralyzed. I was having a panic attack. I left my friend's art. I couldn't even fathom. I know we're going straight into it. We're going to have a debrief of the week. But basically, long story short, I didn't realize that this rejection was going to take a toll on me. But talking to someone I actually met over the weekend when I was at the place, she taught me, and I was on the phone to Josie crying, and my girlfriend and my sister, and it's at the end of the day, every no you get, every rejection you get, everything that doesn't work out, you lose a friend, you lose a partner, you lose a job opportunity, you lose a role, you lose a housing bid that you wanted, no matter what it is, that is opening you doors, whether we know it or not, to a new route in our life. So ultimately, every form of rejection is somehow a fucking blessing in disguise. We're going to talk about that in a sec, but now we have debrief of the week. Debrief of the week. I don't know, I'm kind of feeling a little cutesy today. Do you girlies ever get that? And when I say girlies, I say girly in a non-gender conforming, non-gender specific way. Like when, and also, before I hear anything, sorry, I said gender specific way and it got me pissed, but it's not the gender specific way that got me pissed. It's this girl. Sorry, I don't believe all women should have rights. I said what I fucking said. That could get me canceled. No, it won't, because I'll go into specifics of who shouldn't have rights. Marjorie Taylor Greene, don't need. Candace Owens, don't need. This bitch, and I say bitch derogatory. Oh God, I hate her. Oh, you guys, I hate her. Her name is and she gives Gun Girl. Do you guys remember Gun Girl? Max, can we put up a photo of Gun Girl? She gives, oh my God, could I be sued for defamation? Wait, let's beep out her name. Every time I say her name, just beep it out. So her name is, I hate her. Oh my God. the reason why I hate her is because like she gives women such a bad rap. She's like, I'm a woman. I'm not a feminist. I don't get like offended when a guy like opens a door for me. I'm a feminist or I'm an anti-feminist. Like there's only two genders. I'm an anti-feminist. Like of course all lives matter. Like I'm an anti-feminist, abortion, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, so I duetted her in one of the TikToks she made. And I was like, what did I say? Hold on. Oh, that's funny. Something funny that's about me, where she goes, I'm not a feminist. I'm not a feminist. I don't immediately feel threatened when a man comes and approaches me. And then I duetted the TikTok and I was like, girl, I'm not a feminist either after watching you. Like, I don't believe some women should even have like the right to open their mouth. And like, did it blow up? Yes, it did. I don't say blow up because I'm an Arab. If you thought it, you. And it got 1.2 million views. And like I like actually am like, do I make this is like the problem with social media, because now I'm like, I could go down a rabbit hole of dragging her to fucking shreds. I want to take her bleached, toned hair and just drag it through the mud. Like, and I'm not even saying that like, oh, like be nice, like be the bigger person, be the lovelier person. I will be the bigger person if I actually think there is room that there could be growth. I don't think this bitch is growing. I think she loves this. I think she really, and like that's the thing that frustrates me. And this is not even a debrief of the week, but I've been noticing like I'm not worried about the men anymore, of like the Andrew Tates of the, I mean I'm obviously worried about them. They're fucking scary and they're all over. But like they're not the ones that are popping up on my timeline. They're not the ones who are like really making I think headlines anymore. I really think it's like these women who are so terrified of like disagreeing with men, and I think they hate them. Like it's inwards misogyny. And I've been noticing that, and I'm just like, girl, like you're really creating an environment for people like you and I, and for people who aren't like you and I, like such an unsafe environment. And it really pisses me off. And I do think because most of her shit are like, it's homophobic, transphobic, like anti-woman. Like I like, since I am like, I don't know, like a cis woman, like I feel like I really should be at the forefront of this. And also like straight pat, like I really should be at the forefront being like, I'm gonna like, you want to come touch my siblings in the back, you're gonna have to go through me fucking first, mama. Anyways, second thing on the docket is, once again, I just wanted to do an update on the voting. You guys, I really am having a hard time because I don't know if you're aware, but Michigan, Detroit, Michigan, and like Dearborn, they voted for uncommitted in the primaries. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. And I really think like, if you don't know what's going on in politics, like we have two geriatrics, and I think like, I'll make this a clickbaity kind of video right now. I think it's so hard being a Gen Zer or like even like a millennial, God forbid, but or like even like a boomer. Like it is so hard, I think, being an American right now, of being, I mean, no, we're not getting bombs dropped on us because we're the ones dropping it. But when you have two geriatric 90-year-olds who don't even know where their left or right is, if you ask them what's 5 plus 5, they would say, or like that's what would come out of their mouth. Like I don't think they actually know what's going on. I think when Trump gets on the podium and he's trying to say, listen here, you guys, China, California, and Silicon Valley, Uber Eats, Postmates, and then you have Biden's like, folks, we have an Air Force One. Well, back in my day, blue-collared workers. And I don't even know who the vice president is for Trump. All I know is Kamala is like, you guys, we are doing all we can. Ceasefire for 6 weeks. Like, that is what we're dealing with. And I'm just like, there needs to be a limit with how old you could be to run for president, and if there's a how young you could be, there has to be for how old you could be. I don't know if we can make this like a video where I could like post my Instagram, but I really am really fucking sick and tired of having to be dealt such shitty cards. I'm tired as like a young Gen Zer of having to be given, you either have, like, I'm tired of the lesser of two evils argument. I'm really tired of it. And I think I get to say I'm tired of it because I am, like, you're seeing, like, I don't know, like, there is no way what the United States is doing is justifiable to the Middle East. There is no argument. There is no argument. We're harming people. We're harming a lot of people because we can. We have nothing to do with this. And we can. And it just pisses me off. And I feel like whenever I'm like doing a podcast, I'm like, ugh, I don't really want to talk about the war because I watch it every day. Like I watch Al Jazeera and Democracy Now! Every single day without fail. But I'm just like, you know what? Like, I want to talk about it today a little bit because it feels like it's quite lonely. What else has happened? Okay, also, what's gone on this week? But like, I think I'm in my Walking Dead era again. So when I was younger, like I genuinely was obsessed with The Walking Dead. I know, like Rick, like I know his son Carl. I hated Carl. I hated him. I think The Walking Dead is actually one of the best shows. I don't think they make TV like that anymore. I feel like TV now is like all like these like rom-coms, which I'm like, I love rom-coms, but like, I don't know. It's just not giving what it needs to give. So that's that. And then lastly, for my debrief of the week is this is not even a debrief of the week. I feel like this is just an update on my life. I'm feeling really stuck. I think I'm just going through a little bit of the motion of like, I don't want to say, oh, the woe is me, but like New York's really lonely. And I'm still trying to figure out how I go about it. And I think the weather is like, I've never like dealt with the weather being so shit all the time. And I liked it at the beginning, but now I'm like, hey, like the sun is like really cute sometimes. Can we do something like that? I don't know. Wait, I do have another debrief of the week. What's this whole debacle about Kate Middleton like not being seen and is missing? Like, I feel like something is going on with the royal family that we have no idea about, and I feel like we need to get to the bottom of this. So I know like all of my weird incel like Reddit users are like going to town on that, and I think we need to continue. I actually would prefer if my tax dollars went there. You know what? I actually would prefer it. Also, another debrief of the week. I'm hosting a comedy show on Thursday, and I'm really fucking excited. We have incredible women performing. But I also was co-hosting a friend's open mic. And you know what, you guys? I have said this before. I'll say it again, but I can't keep repeating myself. I'm exhausted now. I'm exhausted. If you're a white, straight, cis man and you're doing comedy, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. The thing is, like, we saw it with Matt Rife. Like, he's not it anymore. At this comedy show, there was a man who rapped, not sang, not spoken word poetry, rapped a song about go to the lobster insurance company. If you want the lobster, you can get it with your claws. Lobster, lobster. And I was like, now listen, I know it's an open mic. You should be doing whatever comedy you want. Like, it could fumble, but you know what? That's what an open mic is for. But no siree. No siree, not in my great state of the United States of America. Not in my home country of New York. Not in my upper east west side, Tribeca, Charleston, Virginia. Not that. I'm like, what are you doing in this God's green earth? Where's the comedy? Where's the funniness? And this is exactly why I can't keep repeating myself, but we need to stop having men do comedy. I'm tired. And also, I think they have so much audacity. And like I always tell myself before I go into an audition, before I go into work, before I do anything, I'm like, I want the confidence of a straight cis white man, of a straight white cop. Like, I want that confidence of like, I can go in anywhere and like, I know I'll get shit done, get her done. They're making like abortion jokes. And like, once again, I can't keep repeating myself. If you are, and listen to me, if you're a comedian, come here. I know of a lot of comedians who follow me and I'm following you too. Listen to me. Tifham. This is in Arabic. Boo. If you're going to say something controversial, problematic, or offensive, you hear me? Make it fucking land. It better land. 99.9% of the times, it's not gonna because it's objectively not funny. But if you could somehow get away with it, by all means do it. but you're not gonna. So get off with the fucking lobster singing. Stop that. And actually, let's make some good comedy. I miss good comedy. And you know what? The only good comedy that I'm seeing is from people of color or women or queer people. Like, I'm genuinely, and I'm not even saying that because I'm like, I'm an ultra liberal. No, I fucking hate the title liberal. I've been saying that. Wait, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the title liberal. I cannot stand the verbiage or the title of me being, I'm a liberal. I'm a progressive. I'm a Democrat. I'm a lefty. I like actually, and I don't want to be like that. Like, I don't want to be that bitch, but that's like, don't put me in a box. But don't put me in a box because like, by God's green earth, I'm so sorry, but fundamental, basic human rights, that shouldn't make me a liberal or shouldn't put me in a political party. That should be basic decency. Basic human rights should be like, sorry, at the forefront of my brain. Should be at the forefront of your brain. And so why the fuck I'm like, you're a liberal, blah, 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 blah. I'm not a liberal. I'm just a good person. So what does that make you? And so now for the serious part, we are going to be talking about the difference between rejection and the road to redirection, and what's meant to be will find you. If it's not for you, it will pass you. I feel like so often, and this is me, and this is for, I don't know if you can agree with this or you feel like this too, but I feel once I get committed to something or like I see myself doing it, I'm like, manifest, manifest, manifest. Yes, boots, house, but like I can manifest winning the lottery and I don't think it's going to happen. I can manifest booking my first Netflix job. I don't think that's going to happen. I think this whole manifesting to get to where you have to be. And I think that's great. Like all the girlies, all the people who manifest, that's amazing. Put that. I think it's true to put, if you put it out in the universe, it is more likely to happen. Absolutely. But I also think it's hard work and perseverance and dedication and commitment to what you want and the outcome you want. But I think what really hurts in the part of where the rejection stings is when you work hard, when you say fuck the manifesting part. You do the commitment, you have the perseverance, you are dedicated, and you work your ass off for what it is you want it to be, whether that's a job promotion, a part, you pitching, or you like opening up a business, or you also like, I don't know, like trying to make a relationship work, or it could be anything. And when it doesn't, I think that's the hardest part, is when you know you gave it your all and it still wasn't. I don't want to say it wasn't enough, but it just didn't work. And I think it's so often, and I think everyone goes through rejection. And I think about the time during college applications in high school. Wait, this is the perfect example. I really wanted Boston University. I went to the BU theater program. I got in, like I was there for 5 weeks. I like actually became, it's so crazy. Like traveling experiences for me when I study theater, like are the most formidable moments of my career. And I think of my like growing of the woman I am today. And I remember I was distraught and my parents never let me ED, early decision. And I remember when I got the rejection letter, I broke down. I like ran away from home for like 4 hours. I was not even running away. I think I was just trying to be, I wanted attention so badly because I was in so much pain I wanted it more than anything. I remember I was like, BU, 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 BU. And then I didn't get it. I was heartbroken. I never thought I'd like be able to like study theater in the way I wanted to. But I applied to this small little school who had a really good film program, but I applied to Chapman, which Chapman has a better theater ranking than BU, but I think I was just so set on an idea of something that I didn't know that I just got into a really good fucking program. Long story short is I thought I was rejected and I thought I was a massive failure. But little did I know that me going to Chapman and all these years later, how many years is that? 8 years from graduating high school to now, it really was redirection. That rejection became redirection because I wouldn't have gone to Chapman. I wouldn't have studied abroad in London. I wouldn't have fallen in love with theater in London and in the US. I wouldn't have found myself. I wouldn't have grown. I wouldn't have failed. I wouldn't have, and I'm not saying if I went to BU that wouldn't have happened. That probably would have happened, but I think it is meant to be that it happened the way it did. And I think so often when we are so fixated on what one outcome will be, it's interesting, the feeling of fixation of wanting something so bad, where you think I would be nothing without it, without him, without her, without them, without this thing, without this place, without this, whether it's tangible or not. When in reality, if you really think about it, you were fine before that, before them, before it. You will be just fine without it again, after it. And that, I think, makes me feel a little bit better of what I'm going through right now. It makes me feel like I can breathe. And that's the thing. I think we forget to breathe a lot when we're having these when we're going through these transitional moments of our lives of rejection of something that you want. And it's not often this happens of there's something, and yes, you can be disappointed about something, right? Like, okay, maybe you didn't pass something, or you didn't get something that you wanted, but like not the end of the world. But it doesn't happen a lot. I don't want to say it's rare, but it doesn't happen a lot that you really find something that you think that this is it for you, and then it doesn't work out. Because I feel like the reason why it stings so much is because it doesn't happen often. I don't know if there's a higher power. I don't know if it's the universe. I do believe in God, but I don't know if I believe in like I don't know if I believe in like a written book about it. I'm spiritual. I don't believe it could be like science. It could be just fate or the luck of the draw. But I really do believe that things happen that the way that they're supposed to. And I don't say things happen for a reason. And I'm very clear about saying that I don't believe things happen for a reason. I feel like that is a shitty excuse for bad things to happen to good people. But what I do believe is, in the end, everything will be okay. And if it's not okay, it is not the fucking end. Whether that's true or not, I have no idea. But does it make me feel a little better? Yeah. Because I think so often we want to say, and I feel like it's very comforting, like everything happens for a reason. But like, I'm not going to lie, like me not getting what I wanted this weekend, I don't know if that was for a reason. Sure, it might make me feel better, but I actually don't know if it's for a reason. But in 5 years, when I end up wherever I end up, will I look back and laugh at that? I really fucking hope so. I think so. And then I will know, okay, that happened for a reason. I'll tell a story. I remember like when I first moved to LA, there was a boy, and I really I thought I liked him. I went on one date with him. Pathetic. And then he ghosted me. And it was this feeling of rejection that I was like, I felt it so deeply and so intensely when I knew him for 3 hours. I don't know if this is a good point, but I think it was more the fact that I felt like I wasn't good enough. I felt like it said more about me than what it said about them. I thought it said a lot about who I was. Was it the way I looked? Was I not enough? Did I not do enough? Could I have said something? Could I have done something? Like, what was it that he didn't want? But looking back now, I'm like, my God, it had nothing to do with me. And I think that has everything to do with like in rejections that we have in life. I really, at the end of the day, if you know you put the work in, if you know like you are working on yourself and you're being the best version that you can possibly be, at the end of the day, no matter what, it has nothing to do with you. I'm not saying it has everything to do with them or it. It could just be, once again, the luck of the fucking draw. But I do think it's so easy to blame ourselves. What could I have done? What shoulda, coulda, fucking woulda. But I don't think that gets us anywhere. I don't think that gets us anywhere. Of what could I have done differently? And that was me this weekend of like, what could I have done? Like, maybe I should have said this. Was I too confident? Like, did I take up too much space? Like, did I not do it? Blah, 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 blah. But like at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter, does it? I was me. I did everything that I could. And I feel like that should be enough. And I think that's a problem with like being a person today. Like having, it's again like society, but like at least me, and I don't know if anyone else feels like this, but it's so hard to feel like you're enough. And I think sometimes I overcompensate of being so loud and like taking up so much space when I genuinely am just trying to feel like I am doing something right. I'm going to give you guys tips and avenues on, I don't even want to say combat rejection, but how to look at things as a blessing rather than a curse, and how to look at the glass half full. I do think it's perspective, but also perspective is so hard sometimes where you feel like, oh, I'm this. Yes, it could be redirection, but like that is something you don't really want to think about at the time of you're feeling the worst. I feel like when you're at your lowest, like I didn't want to hear from people like, oh my God, this is redirection. Honestly, you could fuck off for saying that because I don't want to hear that. I think what makes it so better, so much better, is like you give it a couple days and you marinate in it. I also feel like when you get rejected, and I'm using that word, rejected, you were like putting yourself out there. You were getting out of that comfort zone. Whether you are like asking someone out on a date, you are putting yourself out for a new position at your company, you are applying for a new job, you are applying to a school, you're auditioning for a movie, you are pitching something to a random person. It doesn't matter. You're going up to someone on the street randomly and they reject you. They don't want you. Sounds so awful, but like they don't want you, feel like it didn't work out. The fact that you even put yourself in that position is so, like, you should applaud yourself for that. I think that's quite noble. I think when you put yourself out there for judgment, because you are being judged. And I feel like, oh, you're not being judged. I think that's a lie. Of course you're being judged. The fact that you even put yourself out there is so noble and so like, you should applaud yourself for that. That is incredible. So I think just shifting that perspective from that, I think it starts to shift things into what you can learn from this experience. I think sometimes from our biggest rejections and our biggest failures, that's when we gain our fullest potential. I think that's when we begin to healing things that we didn't even know needed healing. I think that's when we start to learn more about ourselves, about how we conduct ourselves in situations that are uncomfortable. I think it's how we cope with failure, how we cope with rejection, how we cope with feeling sad. I think it shows how we become resilient. I think we learn so much about the world and about who we are and how we respond to things as human beings because of rejections. And I think without failures and without the feeling of not being wanted or accepted in some fucked way, I really do think you grow more. You learn more because I think this is like a part of like the thing of like when you get everything that you've ever wanted, like you've gotten everything you've ever wanted, you really have never had any rejection your whole life. And I'm not going to lie, there are some people in the world that this has happened to. I mean, yes, rejection is very common, but I do think there's like a good portion of people who, like, yeah, they've gotten like no's before on dates, but like actually big monumental things, maybe they haven't. I think they don't know themselves as much as in a way that people who've really faced adversity in their own way have gone through. And I feel like that is such a blessing. Now, whenever I find myself going through rejection, feeling like I'm not enough, facing adversity or facing shit that I things that really let me down, but specifically rejection, the first thing I do is breathe. I think people forget to breathe and really feel the inhale and then feel the exhale of like, wait, life is still moving and like we're gonna be fine. But number two is, like I said prior, I was fine before this and I will be fine after this. And number three, what can I learn from this experience? What can I learn? Like I said, what does this teach me about me? I think when it talks about, or we want to talk about this weekend of something I really wanted, I think it taught me, and once again, it's not fully, it's still in limbo, I guess. I don't fucking know. I'm just saying rejected, but like, what did it teach me? It taught me to, I guess it's so fresh. I'm still thinking about what it taught me, but it taught me that I could go through anything, that I could get so close to something for something so prestigious, that I'm a good fucking artist in what I do. I might not get it. I might not get it, but at least I know I'm fucking good at what I do. What I learned most about this was that I still am a good artist in whatever it is. And I realized how I cope with shit. I realized that I cry a lot in the first couple hours, in the first 24 hours. But then I become fine after, and I realize there are other things that I can do. Who knows? Maybe I'll move to somewhere else. Maybe I'll move to the UK or something. Maybe I'll literally get signed by IMG this year, and they'll be like, okay, we do want a 5'2" model. Who knows and that's the thing. I feel like when rejection happens, you literally just open yourself up to more doors, because you didn't know what door you were going to go down prior. But now you really don't know what door you're going to go down prior, because the opportunities are endless, because there's so many more doors. Instead of going to one, now you have 50 to choose from. What a great feeling that is. And I feel like without rejection, we wouldn't have felt that. We wouldn't have gotten there. We, the collective, we. This is going to be a little bit of a short episode this week, because I'm tired. I'm not going to lie, you guys. I'm a bit tired. But having something consistent weekly for you means a lot to me. And it means a lot to me that I do this for myself too. So I think next week it's going to be more funny. We're going to go to town, bust down. I don't even know what I'm saying, but I'm excited. You let me know what you think about rejection and redirection and what it feels. If you're going through a rejection right now, I swear to fucking God, you're not the only one. And I believe in you. And I'm sending you love no matter where you are. We also gained so much from the rejection process. I swear to God. I didn't know I'd make so many good friends this weekend of where what I was doing. People I really admire and look up to. I'm excited for what's to come, whatever it is. And also I think this weekend helped me realize I have such a good support system. People being there, my girlfriend and my sister were like, all right, you'll take the night shift, I'll take the day shift of handling me when I was crying. That's something I learned. I have a good support system. I'm realizing that now. So regardless of whatever it is you're going through, you're not alone. I swear to God. And I love you. And I'll see you next week. Bye. Make sure to like, subscribe, download all future Main Character with Yasmin episodes. And major thank you to our incredible editor and producer, Max Shepardson. I'll see you next week. Bye.